All right, let's dive into Jakarta for our next business trip.
Yeah.
We're talking insider tips, strategic advice, all thanks to moveandstay.com.
Okay.
They've been guiding business travelers and expats in Asia for over 25 years.
Right. Yeah. They really know their stuff.
They do, and they've given us some fantastic intel to make your Jakarta trip productive and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Forget just surviving. We're talking about thriving.
Exactly.
Okay, let's set the stage. Jakarta's huge.
It is.
Where should someone even start looking for a place to stay?
Well, moveandstay.com breaks it down by Jakarta's distinct business districts,
Makes sense.
each with its own vibe.
Okay.
Central Jakarta, for instance, is the heart of it all. Think Sudirman Central Business District, corporate headquarters, government offices, the works.
I see.
But that prime location comes with heavy traffic.
Right.
And, of course, a higher price tag.
Of course. So if you're all about efficiency,
Yeah.
being in the thick of the action, Central Jakarta is the place to be.
It is.
But what if our listener wants a bit more life outside of those meetings?
Sure.
You know, somewhere trendy.
South Jakarta is calling.
Ooh.
It's got the trendy restaurants,
Yeah.
cafes, and a modern feel.
I like it.
Perfect if you want to experience the city beyond the boardroom.
Okay.
The trade-off, a longer commute to those Central Jakarta meetings.
Decisions, proximity to work versus the cool spots. But
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
What about the budget-conscious traveler? Where do they fit in?
West Jakarta is their haven.
Okay.
It's known for affordability.
Right.
So you'll find more budget-friendly accommodations.
Right.
However, the commute to those main business districts will be longer.
Yeah.
And you'll be relying more on public transportation.
Okay, so we've got Central for efficiency,
Right.
South for trendiness, and West for budget-savvy travelers.
That's right.
Now let's get specific about those hotels. MoveAndStay.com goes beyond the typical luxury versus budget thing.
Yeah.
They have some pretty interesting recommendations.
They do, and rightfully so.
Okay.
Luxury means different things to different people.
Yeah, for sure.
Take the Fairmont Jakarta, for instance.
Okay.
If you want to make a statement, this is it. World-class service, stunning rooms, multiple dining options.
Yeah.
It's the whole package.
I'm picturing those power breakfasts.
Yeah.
Ceiling deals over perfectly brewed coffee.
Sounds good.
But what about someone who's more about practicality and just wants a comfortable, reliable base?
The Holiday Inn Express comes highly recommended for that. Clean, modern rooms, free breakfast, decent Wi-Fi, and they're often conveniently located in key business districts for easier commuting.
No fuss. Gets the job done.
Yeah.
I can see the appeal. And for our budget-conscious listeners, what does moveandstay.com suggest?
They recommend Fave Hotel.
Oh.
Basic, but clean accommodations.
Gotcha.
And they often have strategic locations near public transport links.
Okay.
Which is great for keeping costs down.
So whether you're going all out or keeping it practical,
Yeah.
there's a good option in each district.
That's right.
Now, I learned this the hard way on a past trip.
Okay.
Never underestimate the importance of those essential amenities.
Yeah.
Spotty internet almost made me miss a major deadline.
Oh, I can only imagine the stress.
Yeah.
These days, reliable high-speed internet is non-negotiable. You need to know you can jump on video calls, transfer large files, and stay connected without any hiccups.
Right.
Always double-check the hotel's internet situation before booking.
Preach. And what about those times when you need to pull a late-night work session?
Yeah.
A 24-hour business center can be a lifesaver.
Absolutely.
So true.
Look beyond just printing and scanning facilities.
Okay.
Do they have computers with essential software? Photocopying? Even office supplies. You never know what you might need in a pinch.
That's a good point. And if you're planning to host meetings or presentations, make sure your hotel has the right facilities.
Definitely. Projectors, screens, reliable audio-visual equipment, a suitable room size.
Right.
And don't forget to check on catering services.
Oh, that's important.
Nothing worse than hungry attendees.
Exactly. Speaking of fueling those long workdays, Jakarta is known for its incredible food scene.
It is.
Where does moveandstay.com recommend we start?
They highlight the convenience of on-site hotel restaurants, especially for those with packed schedules.
I see.
They even suggest breakfast at the Wyndham Casablanca or the Fairmont Jakarta to kickstart your day in style.
Ooh, I like it. But I'm guessing they also advocate for venturing out to experience Jakarta's culinary diversity, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, but let's be real for a second.
Yeah.
Jakarta traffic is infamous.
Yeah.
How does moveandstay.com suggest we tackle this beast?
They stress planning and having backup plans. Okay.
Rush hour, typically from 7 to 10 a.m. and 4 to 7 p.m., is no joke.
No, it's not.
Real-time traffic apps like Google Maps or Waze are essential for navigating around congestion and finding alternative routes.
Right.
And they mention something you might not know about.
What's that?
The odd-even license plate rule.
Interesting.
It means that on certain days, cars with odd-numbered plates can only drive in certain areas, and even-numbered plates on other days.
I see.
It's designed to reduce congestion.
Right.
So be aware of it when planning your travel.
That's super helpful.
Yeah.
What about getting to and from the airport? Any tips there?
MoveandStay.com suggests several options.
Okay.
Official airport taxis are readily available, but use the official counters to avoid scams.
Right.
Bluebird Group is a reputable company.
Okay.
Ride-hailing apps like Gojek and Grab are popular and convenient.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
You can also consider the Jakarta Airport Rail Link.
For a fast and reliable connection to the city center.
Makes sense.
Avoiding traffic altogether.
I like it.
And of course, check if your hotel offers an airport shuttle.
Right. So many good options.
There are.
And once we're in the city, what about getting around?
Jakarta's public transportation is improving.
Okay.
And offers some good alternatives to taxis or ride-hailing.
Good.
The Transjakarta Bus Rapid Transit, or BRT, is a relatively quick option, although it can get crowded during peak hours.
Right.
Because it has dedicated lanes.
I see. What about trains? Are they a viable option?
They've got the MRT, a modern underground and elevated railway system.
Nice.
Which is a fantastic way to avoid traffic.
Yeah.
The network is still expanding, but it's a great option for getting around the city.
So is that it for the trains?
There's more.
Oh.
There's also the LRT,
all right,
similar to the MRT, but with a smaller coverage area. And the commuter line, a network of trains connecting Jakarta with surrounding areas, is useful for traveling to the suburbs.
Wow, Jakarta's public transportation game is strong.
It is.
Any tips for navigating all of this?
Definitely get yourself a Jaklingko card.
Okay.
It integrates payment across different modes of transport, making things much more convenient.
Smart. And a reminder to everyone to always be aware of your belongings and surroundings when using public transport, just like you would in any major city.
Of course.
Safety first.
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk about something beyond just hotels.
Okay.
What if you need a change of scenery or want to connect with other professionals in a different setting?
Sure.
I'm intrigued. What are you thinking?
Jakarta's co-working scene is booming, offering a range of spaces from budget-friendly to high-end.
I see.
MoveAndStay.com highlights one in Kuningan.
Interesting.
Known for its vibrant atmosphere, complimentary coffee, and those stunning city views. They specifically mention that this particular spot attracts entrepreneurs and startup founders. So the networking potential is huge.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
This co-working space with the views, A&D, the entrepreneurial vibe.
Yeah.
That sounds right up my alley.
I thought so.
Can you tell me more about the atmosphere there?
Sure.
What makes it stand out? Ooh. All right, so we've covered transportation, hotels, and even dipped our toes into the world of co-working spaces. But what about really experiencing Jakarta? I mean, we can't go all the way to Indonesia and just stay glued to our laptops, right?
Absolutely not. And MoveAndStay.com wouldn't let you get away with that either.
They're all about blending business with cultural immersion. They say that a successful trip is as much about expanding your horizons as it is about closing deals.
I love that philosophy. So where do we start our cultural deep dive? What are the must-dos?
It starts with being mindful of local customs and etiquette. Simple things like greeting people with a slight bow and using your right hand for eating and shaking hands can make a big difference in showing respect and building rapport. Those little gestures go a long way. It's like saying, hey, I'm making an effort to understand your culture, which can be huge in a business context.
Exactly. And beyond those basics, MoveAndStay.com suggests seeking out genuine interactions with locals. It could be as simple as striking up a conversation with a street vendor, asking for directions, or even trying to learn a few basic Indonesian phrases.
That's what makes travel so enriching, those unexpected moments of human connection. But, okay, let's talk about something that's always at the top of my list when I travel food. What does Jakarta have in store for our taste buds?
Get ready for a culinary adventure. Jakarta is a foodie's paradise, and MoveAndStay.com encourages travelers to go beyond those hotel restaurants and dive into the local scene. They specifically recommend trying traditional dishes like nasi goreng, a flavorful fried rice dish, or satay, which is grilled skewers of marinated meat.
Ooh, satay sounds amazing. And I already picture myself at a street food stall soaking up the atmosphere. But what if someone's feeling adventurous? Is there anything a bit more, shall we say, daring?
For the adventurous palate, moveandstay.com suggests rending a rich and spicy beef stew or gado-gado, a salad with peanut sauce, and of course, no trip to Indonesia is complete without trying the infamous durian fruit.
Ah, durian. I've heard tales of its pungent aroma.
Hmm.
I might have to hold my breath for that one.
It's definitely an acquired taste, but hey, it's all part of the experience, and don't forget to sample other local fruits like mangosteen and rambutan.
Okay, so we've got our food itinerary sorted, but what about Jakarta's art scene? Is there anything that stands out?
Jakarta's art scene is vibrant and diverse. You can find everything from traditional Indonesian art to contemporary pieces. MoveandStay.com recommends starting at the National Gallery of Indonesia, which houses a vast collection of Indonesian art. But if you're looking for something a bit more cutting edge,
Ooh, tell me more. I love discovering new artists.
MoveandStay.com suggests checking out the art galleries and studios in South Jakarta. They're known for showcasing contemporary works, and many host openings and events where you can mingle with local artists and art enthusiasts.
That sounds right up my alley. It's a great way to get a feel for the city's creative energy. Now, let's talk about something I'm particularly passionate about: shopping. What kind of retail therapy does Jakarta offer?
Get your wallet ready, because Jakarta is a shopper's paradise. You've got everything from luxury malls to traditional markets for high-end shopping. MoveAndStay.com recommends the malls in Central and South Jakarta, where you'll find a mix of international luxury brands and local Indonesian designers.
So there's something for every taste and budget.
Hmm.
But I have to admit, I'm always drawn to those authentic local experiences. What about Jakarta's traditional markets?
Oh, you're in for a treat. Jakarta's markets are a sensory overload in the best possible way. You've got textile markets, antique markets, spice markets. It's an explosion of colors, smells, and textures. And don't forget, bargaining is expected.
Time to put those haggling skills to the test. I love bringing back unique finds from my travels.
Okay.
So we've covered art and shopping. What about Jakarta's history and heritage? How can we tap into that aspect of the city?
MoveAndStay.com recommends visiting historical landmarks and museums to get a sense of Jakarta's rich past. One must visit is the Istiqlal Mosque, the largest mosque in Southeast Asia. It stands right next to the Jakarta Cathedral, making it a powerful symbol of Indonesia's religious tolerance and harmony.
That's a beautiful testament to the city's diversity and inclusivity. Are there any other historical landmarks we should have on our radar?
The National Monument is another must-see. It's a towering obelisk that commemorates Indonesia's struggle for independence. You can even go up to the observation deck for panoramic views of the city.
Okay, I'm adding that to my list. It's amazing how moveandstay.com weaves together these cultural and historical experiences.
They understand that a truly enriching travel experience goes beyond just the practicalities. It's about connecting with a place on a deeper level.
So we've explored the art of cultural immersion, from observing local customs and savoring Indonesian cuisine to navigating Jakarta's shopping scene and delving into its history. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, there's one more aspect I want to touch on: networking events and conferences.
Yes. While they might not sound like the most exciting part of a business trip, MoveAndStay.com highlights their importance for experiencing local business culture firsthand and making valuable connections.
I can see how attending these events could be a game changer. It's about going beyond the business cards and understanding the nuances of how business is done in Jakarta.
Exactly. It's about immersing yourself in the local business ecosystem and gaining insights that you might not get from just sitting in your hotel room. And who knows, you might even walk away with some new partnerships or collaborations.
Now, I'm not one to shy away from a good networking opportunity, but I know some people find it daunting, especially in a new environment. What advice does MoveAndStay.com have for navigating these events?
They emphasize the importance of being prepared and having a clear goal in mind. What do you want to achieve by attending this event? Are you looking for potential clients, partners, or investors, or simply to learn more about a specific industry or market?
So it's all about being strategic and intentional with your networking efforts.
Exactly. And they also remind us to be respectful of local customs and etiquette, which we touched on earlier. For example, in Indonesia, it's customary to exchange business cards with both hands as a sign of respect.
It's a great tip. It's those small details that can make a big difference in making a good impression. Any other advice for making the most of these networking opportunities?
They encourage being proactive and approaching people with genuine curiosity. Don't be afraid to strike up conversations, ask questions, and listen attentively. You never know what you might learn or who you might connect with.
It's about jolting those authentic connections, just like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive. We've talked about cultural immersion from the everyday interactions to the more formal networking events. We've explored Jakarta's vibrant art and shopping scenes, and we've delved into its fascinating history. But before we move on to our final part, I want to circle back to something moveandstay.com mentioned about choosing a hotel that aligns with your specific needs and priorities. They really emphasize the importance of finding the right fit.
They do, and I think it's a great point to reiterate your hotel choice can significantly impact your overall experience in Jakarta. It's not just about the amenities and location, but also about the atmosphere and the type of experience you're looking for.
So it's about finding a hotel that reflects your personal style and travel preferences.
Exactly. If you're someone who values luxury and exclusivity, then the Fairmont Jakarta might be perfect for you. But if you prefer a more laid-back and budget-friendly option, then Fave Hotel might be a better fit. And if you're looking for a hotel that caters to business travelers and offers a vibrant co-working space, then the one in Kuningen that we discussed earlier might be just what you need.
It's all about finding that sweet spot where your practical needs and personal preferences intersect.
Precisely. And that's where MoveAndStay.com's expertise comes in. They've been helping travelers find their perfect match in Asia for over 25 years, so they really know how to cater to different needs and preferences.
Well, I'm feeling inspired and ready to book my trip, but before I do, let's move on to our final part, where we'll wrap up our deep dive with some final thoughts and actionable insights. Stay tuned. Welcome back to our final deep dive into Jakarta for the savvy business traveler.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
Thanks to moveandstay.com.
Those experts.
Those experts in navigating Asia for over 25 years.
They've given us some fantastic insights into Jakarta's business districts, the nuances of hotel choices, the secrets to conquering that infamous traffic, and how to truly immerse yourself in Indonesian culture.
Yeah.
Now, let's distill all that down to some key takeaways.
Okay.
And leave our listener with some final thought-provoking insights to ensure their Jakarta trip is a resounding success.
I like it.
All right, give us those golden nuggets of wisdom. What are the absolute must-remembers for anyone heading to Jakarta on business?
Preparation is key.
Okay.
Jakarta is a bustling metropolis with its own rhythm planning ahead, especially when it comes to transportation. Right.
And navigating that traffic is crucial.
Absolutely.
Remember the odd-even license plate rule?
Yeah.
Those peak rush hours? Having a plan A, B, and maybe even C will save you a lot of headaches.
Absolutely. And underestimating Jakarta traffic is a rookie mistake.
Right.
But beyond logistics, what about that balance between productivity and enjoyment? It's a business trip, but it's also a chance to experience a new place.
Exactly.
Right.
Don't get so caught up in your schedule
Yeah.
that you forget to embrace those moments of cultural immersion.
I agree.
Exploring a local market, trying a new dish, attending a cultural event.
Okay.
Those experiences can actually enhance your business trip in unexpected ways.
That's true.
They can spark creativity, build relationships, and leave you with lasting memories.
It's about returning home with not just deals closed, but with a broadened perspective and a heart full of stories.
Right.
Thinking back on moveandstay.com's advice,
What really resonated with you?
their emphasis on choosing a hotel that truly aligns with your needs and priorities.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Fairmont Jakarta for that luxurious statement,
Okay.
the Holiday Inn Express for practicality and reliability, or that unique co-working space in Kuningen
Right.
for the entrepreneurial vibe. The right hotel can elevate your entire experience.
That Kuningen co-working space with the city views and the startup energy really captured my imagination.
It's a good one.
It's not just a place to work.
Right?
It's a hub for connection and innovation.
Yeah.
I'm picturing myself brainstorming with local entrepreneurs over a cup of kopi luwak.
That's good.
Speaking of those authentic experiences, moveandstay.com's suggestion to explore Kota Tua, the Old Town, is a must.
It is.
It's a step back in time with those Dutch colonial buildings, fascinating museums.
I love it.
You can practically feel the history whispering through the streets.
All right.
And let's not forget Pasar Baru. That vibrant market experience, that's a feast for all the senses.
It's great.
It's the perfect place to find unique gifts for clients or colleagues back home.
Right.
Or simply to soak up the local atmosphere.
Exactly.
Now, as our listener prepares to embark on their own Jakarta adventure,
Okay.
I want to leave them with a thought-provoking question
Right.
that moveandstay.com subtly hinted at.
I'm listening.
What aspect of Jakarta's culture are you most curious to experience?
Yeah,
And how can you weave that into your trip?
it's a good question.
Is it the art scene,
Mm-hmm.
the traditional crafts,
Mm-hmm.
the spiritual side,
Right.
the music?
Yeah. So many options.
Ooh, I love that Jakarta has so much to offer beyond the boardroom.
It does.
It's about uncovering those hidden gems,
Mm-hmm.
those experiences
Mhm.
that will stay with you long after you've returned home.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as you pack your bags and finalize your itinerary,
Okay.
remember that a successful business trip to Jakarta is a blend of strategic planning,
Yeah.
cultural immersion,
Ah.
and a willingness to embrace the unexpected.
Beautifully said.
Go beyond those meetings. Explore those bustling streets.
Yeah.
Connect with the local culture
Mm.
and return home not just with a signed contract,
Right.
but with a heart full of stories
Yeah.
and a mind brimming with new ideas.
I like that.
And who knows, you might even discover a new favorite dish
It's true.
or a hidden alleyway that leads to the perfect cup of coffee.
They're true.
Until next time, happy travels, and may your Jakarta adventure be filled with success and unforgettable experiences.